YouTube, we back with another tutorial. So today we're going to demonstrate a nice mid to high fade on my guy Rick. We're going to just only leave the vertical bars, no C cups, one on the top. We're going to do a nice fade. So today I did it a little different actually. If you've watched my channel, I always say two guard system, two guard system. Today I actually used three guards on a little different system that I've been just messing around with. It's very similar, but it's kind of cool. So stay tuned for that. And right now we're just in phase one, which is prep work. All of prepping is establishing a good foundation for the canvas so we can execute our fade and execute our lineup. So part of that, we're taking the hair down to the desired length right now. We're cutting it down with a 1. We're making sure we follow the growth pattern. We're going with the grain. So we always want to go with the grain all around the head because not all of the hair just naturally just grows straight. And if you end up going against the grain in a certain spot, especially around the crown, it will be very noticeable because the hair will be much lower than intended. So make sure you just take your time with this process and cut the hair down to the desired length. And here we just locking it in, laying the hair down with a little bit of Nairobi, and we'll just put a blow dryer on it just to dry it up. And after that, we'll spray some spritz on the lineup. So by the time we finish fading, it's already dry and good to go. And we can just execute. So after this, we'll get right into our fading. And you will see the new system. Hopefully you guys like it. So to start out this fade, I'll actually start with the clipper open. I know normally we'll put the bottom guideline, the bald line. And I was thinking, once you put that bald line, you got to keep going over it a lot of times once it's already established. So wouldn't it be smarter to go ahead and establish the top line, the top guideline with the lever open and just close it up and fade and flick and not really establish a bald line? And it's also easier because you won't have to fade out a bald line at all, really, in a sense. You get what I'm saying? So I'm placing it, but I'm also flicking it in there. I don't want to make it sound confusing. So it's kind of different if you know what I'm saying. So now all we got to do is make that lever halfway, and really, it's faded. This panel right here is faded. Of course, we got to do a little bit of lever play just to get it clean, but that's just the general idea behind this little new method that I've been using. And I like it more so on fades, not tapers. I think it's pretty cool to do on a fade because it also, like, we're still leaving our hair at the bottom so we can come through with a nice sharp trimmer and clean that up. But it's just something different and cool to do. And for this, after no guard, we're going to be using a 1.5 guard, the 1 guard, and the half guard. And we're going to use all of them closed. And that's the variation. Because normally I would just use the 0.5 and the 1.5. But I would use the 0.5 halfway, which is pretty much a 1. So I was like, I'm going to just switch it up a little bit just to show them you can achieve a fade in many different ways. It's just a transition from light to dark. So I'm going to do 0.5 close to start out and fade into that 1, a nice transition. And then we're going to go like we would before with the 0.5 halfway. We're just jumping straight to the 1 close. Jumping straight to the 1 close, we can smooth it up a little bit because that is the desired length on the top. And we're just naturally flicking past that line, going a little bit lower than we did with the 1.5, but we're not being afraid to flick up into that fade. You see the transition just slowly but surely coming together. We're bringing the darkness and slowly blending it down to the lightness at the bottom. And we put on that 0.5 guard all the way close, and that should pretty much clean up that middle guideline that we see. And just with a little bit of lever play, it will be a nice fade, a nice transition. And don't think so robotically like, oh, since I'm using all these guards closed that I can't open it up or I can't adjust them. Of course, you can go half or whatever you need to, but I would rather just save all that to the end because I can simply just go through all my guards closed, establish a nice transition. If it's not all the way perfect, that's okay because once we place that lineup on there, we'll see any imperfections that we actually really need to focus in on, and then go halfway with the lever or whatever. And like I said before, I don't really like to go second lever or second to last lever. I kind of like it just staying simple, close, half, open. But for this method, we're just using the guards closed. And so that was pretty much the the process with this technique. On the other side, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm pretty much just going to let it play. And I want you to just watch how it works the system. So for the bottom, we got a nice sharp trimmer and just come up underneath that fade, not trying to put any more lines in, just cleaning it up. And I don't necessarily like to use a border on certain clients because this can cause ingrown hairs. So a nice technique to do with the trimmer is just flip it, and it's going to make that ball a little cleaner. It's going to make it a little smoother because when you flip it, it's a little sharper than when you have that blade like that facing the client. It cuts it a little cleaner. So that's a nice transition. It's still imperfections in it, but that's okay. We're gonna move on to the other side. So I wanted you to see that I have pointed out that I'm leaving room, even though we're doing a mid to high fade, I'm leaving room so that vertical bar is still dark when we line it up. You don't want to go too high to where, of course, it depends on the desired length at the top, but you don't want to go so high to where once you are lining that client up, you can barely even see the vertical bars. So that top line is actually where the transition of the fade will kind of like begin in a sense. And you'll be able to see the darkness of the top vertical on the lineup. Like you'll be able to see it very nice. It will look nice at the end. You'll see. And this is at 1.5 speed just to make the video more digestible. But if you want to slow it down to watch normal pace, go right ahead. And we're just working the system, stretching the skin, not getting so caught up on necessarily trying to make the fade just super perfect first go around, but just trusting our process and following our steps. And let me know how you guys been liking the tutorials. We've got a bunch of different type of tutorials out at this point. If there's other cuts, I'm sure I haven't really posted like a burst fade, I think, or these different. I need the client, I need the people to come to me with these cuts, but let me know what you are liking, what you guys are taking from the videos. What, like I say, if there's anything I can work on, explain it any better, because we're gonna grow together. We're gonna all grow together. I want to be able to teach you in a point to where you feel comfortable executing any haircut, where you feel comfortable executing your system on any haircut, because it all applies. Most haircuts are going to have a fade. Most haircuts are going to have some type of lineup. Most haircuts are going to have a certain desired length that they want you to take them down to. So hopefully you guys are understanding that systematizing will help you be efficient behind the chair. Now it's time to bring everything together with the lineup. I always like to stand directly in front of the client so I can set my vertical bars in. And naturally, you see that vertical bar over there is standing out. So that's where I'll start at. It's telling me where I need to place that first line at. And so, how do we get the other side equal to that? Simple. We're going to use reference points. We're going to line it up with the comb, look where it falls at, either on the eyebrow or the end of the eyeball, and match it up. And these 245s are very nice tapping goes. So now that we got our vertical bars established, all we're doing is connecting the dots now, walking that line up to each corner. All these are just systems that help us make our haircuts duplicatable. Because when we have clients that come back, that means they enjoy our service. They like the way we cut their hair. So when they come back, they expect the same, if not better. And granted, we're not going to be perfect every day that we come into the shop, but that's why we have systems in place, because it can help us achieve our clients' desired results in a duplicatable fashion that we don't have to have much guesswork. We know when we're attacking the lineup, okay, we're going to set our vertical bars, we're going to start in the middle, and then we're going to walk it both sides, particularly to the corner that's probably higher. Okay, that's a system that I can work off. Okay, when we're doing our fade, we know we're using these three guards. We know what we're doing with our lever. We know we're not trying to make it perfect until we come back in detail. Okay, that's a system we can follow. So when you're doing a lot of freestyling, granted you can do the same thing, but it's highly unlikely that you're going to freestyle your way to success. Notice how we're taking our time. We're not in a rush. This part of the video is at normal pace. Is because you don't want to have to go back and fix things, because this can add time to your service. You want to just take your time and do it right the first time. Measure twice and cut once. And that's looking clean, man. Right there, you see a little bit of dark spots in that fade that we're gonna come back and touch up. But now, pretty much after the lineup, it's just the detail work. So remember our phases. Phase 1 was prep work. Phase 2, we did our fade. Phase 3, we did our lineup. And phase 4 is just the detail work that's going to take it over the top. So we're going to hit them with the razor. We're going to go back and clean up any dark spots in our fade, any imperfections we see, any stray hairs that might be sticking out. And that's the cut, bro. So let's just watch the finishing process, and we're going to bring the cut all the way out. Pulling the skin so we don't accidentally nick the client, and just gliding our razor at a 30-degree angle. And the razor finish is not for just some cosmetic look. The razor actually brings out a day or two to the haircut, getting the hairs that the trimmer couldn't get. So that's why we always like to do some razoring when we're doing the detail work. Now we can just touch up the lineup wherever we see fit. Make those corners just a little bit more sharp. And now here's where we can mess around with the lever. If we need to open it halfway or open it all up fully, just to achieve a nice transition with no dark spots setting it off. But YouTube, that's the cut right there. Nice, clean mid fade. Drop a like and subscribe if you took something from this video. If you need me to touch on anything better, leave a comment and I'll be sure to get back with you. But stay tuned for more simple and efficient haircut tutorials.